listen! Hey, listen! Hey!
Well, if that intro and the title hasn't tipped you off already, today I'm going to be playing The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I've never actually played this game before, and I've played just about every Zelda game out there. Well, every Zelda game for the main consoles at least. As far as the handhelds go, I've only dabbled in a few of those.
When it comes to the Zelda universe, it's pretty damn extensive. According to Wikipedia, the series has expanded to include 17 entries on all of Nintendo's major game consoles, as well as a number of spin-offs.
Needless to say, Zelda has a ton of games in the franchise, and I'm not going to cover them all now. In fact, I'm only going to cover the first Zelda, as The Legend of Zelda 2 is a direct sequel to that game.
First off, we have Zelda, created by the one and only Shigeru Miyamoto. If you don't know who Miyamoto is, I suggest you go to the eye doctor and get your eyes checked, and then maybe you'd be able to read one of the millions of articles about him on the internet. To put it simply, do you remember your childhood? If you do, you should see this man's face, because he was your childhood. Ever heard of Mario? It should have just been called Super Miyamoto Bros. Miyamoto really does deserve the praise that he gets. He helped to push the gaming industry away from the point-based system into a more gameplay-focused linear experience. Just look at the original Mario Bros. You ran around kicking poor defenseless turtles. He took that idea and made Super Mario Bros., giving you a purpose: save the princess, save the world.
I mean, just look at that face. Don't you just want to kiss it?
When The Legend of Zelda was released, it was unlike anything we had seen before. It gave the player a non-linear experience, allowing you to explore the world in any way and create your own adventure, which really paved the way for action-adventure games.
But what about The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link? As I said earlier, I've never actually played this game. And to be quite honest, I haven't heard much about it either. Is this that one forgettable Zelda experience? I guess there's only one way to find out.
The Legend of Zelda 2, Link's Adventure, was released in 1987, less than a year after the release of the first Zelda game. However, this game was quite a bit different. As the first game was a top-down style, this one switched perspectives between top-down and side-scrolling. So the game starts you out in this mausoleum next to a dead person. Oh, wait, is that Princess Zelda? Holy shit, she's dead! Who did this? I must find the culprit! Wait, there's nobody here. Then that means... Oh my god. Link, you did this! Link, I see that murderous scowl. Tonight, on Hyrule Files, a kingdom in disarray, a leader loved by all, murdered in cold blood. We examine the death of Princess Zelda, once a kind and loving leader, now butchered like an animal. Was it the warlord on a mission to take over the kingdom, or an act of passion? It was June 1st, 1986. The land of Hyrule was at peace, with the threat of Ganon recently vanquished by the hero Link. Suddenly, tragedy struck. The royal Princess Zelda's body grows cold. The country stood still. The royal guard was at a loss for words. Investigations had found nothing. The only clue to go on was speculation. For a time, there was panic. Could the Dark Lord Ganon really be behind this? How could he? The hero Link had defeated him less than a year ago. If Ganon really was dead, then that only left one person. One person who had grown close to the princess. One person who would follow her around night and day. The hero, Link.
Link's always been a quiet one, always been kind of a little bit reserved. We don't know much about him. Actually, to be quite honest, he's mostly just sleeping in his house all the time. But what do I know? I did hear that there was a rumor that he does hang out with the old man in the cave a lot. I don't know anything. I don't want to know anything. Sounds a little weird.
Even though Link saved the kingdom from certain doom, he wasn't the person that he seemed. There were many accounts of him attacking the local chickens, cutting homeowners' shrubberies, and even destroying personal property.
A hero's what they call him. But let me tell you something. That so-called hero, he cost me thousands of rupees worth of merchandise. He came into my shop just like any other customer, right? And then he just starts smashing the place up. He broke all my vases, he broke all my pots. He didn't leave until the last vase was shattered on the floor. After that day, I never saw him again.
But it didn't end there. More and more cases came in of a young vandal breaking every vase he would see and stealing their stashes of rupees. Many townsfolk had lost their entire savings to Link. Some families couldn't even afford to eat, so they would seek help from the kingdom. But the kingdom was in the middle of a war with Ganon. Soon word spread of Ganon's defeat, and Link had become a hero. But not everyone was convinced.
No, I knew we couldn't trust him. You know, we had reports all over the city of a vandal causing chaos. Then next thing you know, this young man defeats the greatest evil the kingdom has ever seen. You know, Zelda may have fallen for it, but what do I look like, a retard?
Shortly after the fall of Ganon, Princess Zelda was dead. Upon examination of the body, no wounds were found. Evidence suggests the deceased was poisoned. Every guard, servant, and guest was checked at the crime scene, yet no poison was to be found.
there was only one person who wasn't searched in the kingdom. The so-called hero. I feel like ever since he got here, he only had one goal. Get close to Zelda. You know, maybe if I watched her a little closer, she'd still be alive today. I am a retard.
Was it the dark magic of Ganon? Or perhaps it was all an elaborate ruse, so Link could earn Zelda's trust? We may never know on another unsolved case of the Hyrule Files. Okay, so before we can even wash the blood off of our hands, we are thrown into this adventure. As you walk around and explore, you find out there's not much for you to do. Every time you go into a cave, you get your ass kicked by some invisible enemy. Oh god, what the fuck? Oh, what is hitting me? Do not go south without a candle. Boy, that would have been useful a little fucking earlier. As far as direction goes in this game, you get it from the townspeople. I am error. Oh, okay, did we make a little mistake on the programming here, Nintendo? Oh, I guess his name really is Error. Use keys in palaces they are found in. Okay, thanks for that one. If all else fails, use fire. Okay. The candle is west. Well, okay, good. I finally got a clue I can actually fucking use. Alright, well, let's go searching west.
I don't get it. There's nothing out here. And I've searched all over the west side. Well, at least the west side of Billy.
Okay, fine. I give up. I can't find this fucking candle anywhere. Let's just go to this cave in the east, see if that goes anywhere. Oh, neat. Looks like my first dungeon. This is really where the game picks up. You go around exploring the dungeon, fighting enemies, finding keys, and other useful items. So wait, is that the candle? Billy, you little shit! You told me the candle was west. That is not west. In fact, it's the complete opposite fucking direction of west. Holy shit, Billy, learn your directions for fuck's sake!
Okay. Back to what I was saying.
The dungeons are the main part of this game, and there are 6 in total. They start off pretty small and simple, but pretty soon it ramps up to the holy shit difficulty. So enemies are pretty straightforward. Hit them in the knees, they die. Then you have these dicks. Oh, come on! I just almost God, fucking shield! And these are the easy enemies. They get way harder later on. What? How? I can't even right now. As far as the bosses, these guys are actually pretty easy. Well, at least compared to the normal enemies in the game. They should have just made those guys bosses. Or are you fucking kidding me? Shit! And you better watch out when you die. Not only do you get a seizure-inducing screen, but you also restart to the beginning of the room you're on. Now this isn't too bad, but when you completely run out of lives, you start back at the beginning of the game. You know, the area where Zelda's cold dead corpse was. Why would you do that, Link? As the game progresses, you'll pick up items that allow you to navigate back to where you were when you died. And you still have to go through any enemies you killed before. Oh, and any experience you had goes away. That's right, this game has RPG elements. You kill an enemy and you level up. You don't get to choose what stat to boost, it does that for you. At first, this is cool, but as the game goes on, it becomes impossible to level up. You need a stupid amount of EXP to level, and when you run out of lives, it all goes away. Luckily, when you beat a temple, you gain a level. Okay, so I don't know who the dickhead designer on this game was, but this is some bullshit. Progression on this game is impossible. As if the enemies weren't hard enough, you have to deal with this cryptic ass shit. At least they have progression on that. First, little Billy fuckhead here tells you the wrong directions. Next, we have to find some guy's house in the middle of the forest. And towards the end, we get to smash this random patch of forest to find a hidden town. After you beat all the temples, you can access the final one. But make sure you don't skip over this magic ability. Because if you don't have this one, and you go through all the pain and suffering to get to the end of the temple, you'll find out that you can't even kill the boss.
Oh good, now that I've used up half my mana, I can actually hit him. Let's do this!
Yeah! I did it! Wait, there's more? No, Link! No, I'm sorry! I didn't mean it. Leave me alone! Oh. Well, that was easy for a change. Yay, now I really did do it, guys. Guys, I'm a real hero now. Oh shit, Link is totally getting it in tonight. I mean, the curtains weren't even closed yet when they were kissing.
Link, wait. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
And so it turns out, Princess Zelda was just sleeping this entire time. And Link, driven by his own delusions, adventured across the kingdom, collecting various candles and flutes. And now, it is nothing more than a closed case in the Hyrule Files.